Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, and New Japan, and everything in between. I am your host, James J. As always, with Kaliko Yachts.
Moving is a bitch. I don't care what nobody else say. Tequila in hand, ready to get all this stress out. How y'all doing today, internet peoples?
And Mitch Mayhem.
Pipe in my hand, but I'm still fucking stressed out like motherfucker. What's up, everybody?
And Scooter Dust, who is not with us tonight. But it is a great day for wrestling, everybody. And
Surprising. Surprising days for wrestling, I must admit.
Coming out earlier this week, Baylay was topped the PWI 100 best women of wrestling this week.
Well, yeah.
That was the right call to make, right, Mitch?
Well, it's kind of no-brainer when you have like Becky Lynch and Charlotte both gone. Of course, she's gonna be the standout. Like, that's kind of a no-brainer to me. I mean, her and Asuka and a few others, but yeah.
What about you, Kaliko? You were most outspoken about Jon Moxley being number one for the men. So, is this okay with you, or do you have an opinion of this?
Well, after being pissed about them giving Moxley a nod over Adam Cole, honestly, this was the right call. I mean, she has the longest reign out of everyone on that list.
She's held the WWE together while Becky Lynch and Charlotte have been gone.
It also shows her being number one when you look at the top 20, and there are a plethora of women from the WWE on that fucking list. And shout out Thunder Rosa. She made the top 20. Congrats. But yeah, just like it just shows you the depth of the talent that women, the WWE have when it comes to the women's division. The highest ranking AEW women's wrestler was Sheeta, which was, I mean, that's kind of obvious, but she was 7. So when you're looking at like, or 6? Was it 6?
Yeah, she was 6.
Okay. She was 6. But even then, like, that just tells you like how stacked it is, because Asuka made this list, Charlotte made this list, Sasha made this list, Io Shirai made this list, Rhea Ripley made this list. so that just tells you like, and that's top 20 that I just named, because I know they're all in the top 20. So that just shows you the depth that they have with their women's division, that their NXT / developmental women are in the fucking top 20.
Right. You know, the only problem I kind of had with it was that Thunder Rosa wasn't in the top 10. And I mean, she has been one of the best, most unexpected female wrestlers to break out this year, in my opinion.
Honestly, it's based from last year to a certain point. Thunder Rosa, next year, she should be top 10. For sure. If she's not top 10 next year, I could see your point. But I think the cutoff, because usually the cutoff is like from like the way that they have the cutoffs is weird.
Yes.
So if it was from like middle last year to middle this year, they kind of like caught her in the middle of her prime, if that makes sense. They caught her like right as she was starting to peak.
Right.
And so you would think next year she would have a better shot of top 10 than this year.
Another thing that came up yesterday, actually, Raw Underground is officially canceled.
Good.
I mean,
it was Jerry Springer wannabe bullshit 90s. Like they had no people to. It was just it was. They were throwing as much poo-poo against the wall and seeing what stuck. That's what I think.
What say you, Kaliko? Your thoughts on that overall Underground?
I mean, it didn't make no stars out of it, so it makes sense to get rid of it.
Hence why I say they threw shit at the wall and nothing stuck.
I mean, it was good in the beginning.
Was it though? Then, Babatunde?
I mean,
what the fuck is that?
With the
no, that's what I'm saying. When they were trying to like get somebody to get out of it, I could see the point, but once it got further and further in the background, that's when it lost me.
That big motherfucker Babatunde or whatever the hell his name is that they the first few Raw Undergrounds that they highlighted, he was a big looking motherfucker, scary looking motherfucker. They could have done something with him, but they didn't.
I mean, the bouncer got more airtime though,
they
right?
They didn't proceed, like they didn't introduce this character into the main roster. They just like wet fart in church kind of thing.
That was the problem. They didn't transition it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with you on that one. There was no transition. Yeah, it was like, you're here, then what?
Like right, and that's why I say the reference throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, because they didn't have a plan, Clico. They didn't seem to know where they wanted to go direction-wise. They were just trying to see what they could get in, like what would come out of it, if anything at all. That's what I really believe that.
Wonder what happens with Shane after that thing.
I think there's a reason we haven't seen him.
Mitch, you clearly feel that there was a lot of problems with Raw Underground, and obviously there was. But if they were to implement some of those changes and maybe go into it with a better plan, would you like to see the return of Raw Underground?
No, because it was a half-baked idea. They were reaching for something to help with the ratings that were sagging and everything that's been happening since COVID. They were trying to come up with something to save the TV show ratings. That's not going to do it. They need to come up with something new, or something not necessarily new, but something done well that maybe they've done before or that fits within WWE storylines. Build some fucking characters per se. Do something, but be creative. The team, it's called creative for a reason, right? You be fucking creative.
Well, what about you, Kaliko?
I get all that, but I feel like this lays at the feet of Vince because he gets the last word. Because I feel like sometimes, we creative sometimes do get shit, and sometimes deservedly so. But I feel like that a lot of their ideas don't even make it to the TV.
Right, but the ideas that do get saying that's you're making a good point. But I feel like it's the other way around. The ideas they do get put out, but then you have the old man in the corner this is his toy box. He gets to say yay or nay on anything, and if he has an itch on his butt, it's his decision. And so a lot of good ideas have been scrapped that way. Yeah.
Next up, and after debuting, making his return last week, Lars Sullivan found himself in some hot water. He, how should I say this?
At least he didn't find himself in another guy. Ah!
He was maybe harassing or trying to convince a yoga lady online to send him, as he called them, booty pics.
I don't think he knows what he is sexuality-wise.
Maybe he's sexuality fluid.
I'm not shaming anyone. Hey, that's fine if so.
Is Lars Sullivan just a red flag every time he comes into WWE?
Seems to be an insurance risk to me.
I mean, you could make the case, and I wouldn't.
But I think there's also a reason why they haven't fired him yet. I think for anyone else, they would have fired him.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault him, but I mean, yeah, like he said, there's a reason he did.
There's a reason why they didn't fire him yet. For most other people, they would have already.
All right. And
Sure. Velveteen Dream is another one like that. Real quick, I'm shocked he hasn't been fired yet either.
And it's kind of rumored, but take it as you will, that Aaliyah Mysterio is actually on Vince McMahon's radar.
Oh, I've known that for a while.
Yeah.
That's obvious. Come on now.
You think that this kind of kills Dominic's momentum because his sister kind of just swooped in there and kind of took over the feud for him, so to speak?
I just wish they brought in the right daughters of other wrestlers. I wanted to see Shaw Guerrero in WWE.
She's in AEW right now.
The daughter of Eddie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Isn't she in AEW?
I mean, she was in NXT for a minute.
NXT,
but she just never
character, and she was there for a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like.
I'm just saying, she never had a definitive role.
It's not the lack of effort.
Right. I'm just saying, WWE Creative didn't have anything for her at the time.
So, do you think that Aaliyah could be a star for WWE if they mold her the right way, Mitch?
No, nepotism. I think she's getting this because she's Ray's daughter. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is, right?
What about you, Kaliko? Do you think that we might see Charlotte Flair and Aaliyah down the road?
It just depends because I mean we all said the same about Charlotte. Let's be honest. We did.
No, not true.
I'm talking about at the beginning. No.
I saw greatness coming in Charlotte because she was Ric Flair's fucking daughter.
No.
I saw something in her. I saw something in her.
You're missing the point.
I'm just saying no, I didn't.
That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that everyone's going to say what you said. Oh, she's X and X's daughter.
Let me say it in this way.
Now,
I've never seen her in another arena other than coming out as Ray's daughter on TV on Raw. On Raw or SmackDown. It was one of the two.
You can make the argument for Charlotte too. That's the same thing.
No, I knew of Charlotte before then. I knew who Charlotte was. I knew she was trading. I knew she was legit. I knew who Charlotte was already.
No, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is,
I don't know who Aaliyah is. I just know that she's Ray's daughter. I haven't seen her I haven't seen her put any work in. I haven't seen her, and none of that. I just know that she's here because she's Ray's daughter. That's all.
But you know that shit because we're into this shit. The general public's not gonna think that shit. No one's gonna think, oh yeah, I've seen her put in work. They repeat
Aaliyah Mysterio pretty fucking frequently, and I'm just saying, people, not a lot of people are gonna care, but I don't think I think there's so much nepotism going on in this world. Rewarding it just makes it worse. So I don't try to reward it. I don't think it is what it is, but
I'd say let's see how it plays. That's me. Let's see where it goes. It could go great. It could go bad. But we can't definitively say good or bad right now because it's just started.
It's just, and I'm one of the some people feel certain people get handed things, But.
Fair enough. That'll conclude our news for right now.